Hello. So tax season is over. It's been over for about a month, and they've extended CERB to the end of August. They extended it by 2 more payments, and I've been chatting with clients. I've been chatting with other people, and I think that the CERB payments are going to cause a lot of problems for people when we go to file taxes next year, because CERB is fully taxable and they're not taking any of the taxes off when they pay it out. So normally, like when you go and you get paid by somebody else, like you go to work and like your employer takes your CPP and your EI and all that stuff off your income tax deductions off your paycheck. That's not happening with CERB. So you're gonna owe taxes on that money. But how much tax you're going to owe is a tricky question, because it really depends on how much income that you've made before CERB started, and then what you're going to make after CERB, and then obviously how many CERB payments that you got. I know that a lot of people, especially if you're employed by someone else, that it's an expected thing to have a refund when you file your taxes. And sometimes it can be quite a bit. You know, you could be expecting $1,000 or $2,000 or something like that. So it could be a nasty surprise when you file your taxes in 2020 for 2020 and you actually end up owing, because you not only don't get your refund, but you actually owe money. So I think that's going to cause a lot of problems. How much you owe, you really, like, there's a lot of moving parts in this, so I can't give you an answer. But I've included a link to a tax calculator that can give you a basic estimate of how much you're going to owe. If you only received CERB in 2020, then you probably won't owe anything in taxes, because the basic exemption amount, which means the amount of money that you can pay before you pay taxes, is about $13,000 this year. So CERB is only $12,000, which means if you only made CERB, then you're okay. But if you made any additional money, you're probably going to have to pay tax on that. And it can add up really quickly once you get past that basic exemption. So if you can use your latest pay stubs, or you can run your income statement, or however you get paid for before you started CERB, count up the number of CERB payments you made or you received times 2,000. And then so now you have the amount of money that you've made this year already. And you can adjust for if you're going to apply for CERB payment, like the next 2 CERB payments or not. Then the last piece that you need to be able to calculate the total amount that you're going to make in the year, so that you can calculate how much you're going to pay in tax, is how much you think you're going to make from now until the end of the year. And that can be really hard to figure out, because especially if you're not working right now and you know that CERB is going to end, it's tough to know, how much you're going to make if you're going to get another job, if it's going to be the same kind of job. And so I think your best guess is better than nothing. Don't say, oh, I'm going to make nothing in the remainder of the year. It's better to guess and say, oh, I'm going to make, like a couple $1,000s a month or something like that, than to just say, oh, I'm going to make nothing. And once you have that number and you use the tax calculator to figure out how much you're going to owe in tax, you can start to try and save that money. Put it in a savings account, put it in an RSP if you want. If you put it in an RSP, any contributions directly reduce your income, so that will save you tax as well. But both of those strategies assume that you have enough money to be able to do that you have a surplus over your living expenses to be able to save some of that money. And I know that if you're on CERB, or you have been, it's unlikely that you have a surplus of money, because that CERB payment was not a lot. So if you need that money right now, it's way better to use it now. But if you can save it, that's better. If you're going to get to your tax filing in 2020 and maybe you're not able to pay it, you're just going to have to pay late. Like, that's just how it is. Still file your tax return, because there's a late filing penalty. So definitely get it filed on time, even if you owe money. And then they have what's called a taxpayer's relief, where you can apply to the CRA to have them wipe out the interest, or sometimes wipe out your debt altogether. But they will definitely talk to you about the interest piece. And I know that they're going to be doing they're going to be encouraging people to apply for that, because this was a weird year, to say the least. So that's kind of, I think, where we're at in terms of if you've been on CERB, figure out how much money you made already, how much you think you're going to make. Maybe put in a couple different scenarios, like maybe like, oh, okay, what if I make $10,000 in the rest of the year? What if I make 20? What if I make 0? And just see how that number changes. And then you'll have an idea of how much you're going to owe. So use the tax calculator that I linked to in the description of this video. And yeah, do your best to try and save it. I know that's really hard though, especially right now. So, but at least you would be prepared. At least you would know, and it's not going to be a surprise next April. If you need help with calculating this stuff, or if you have questions about it, then let me know. Ask me in the comments, or you can send me a message if you like. I'm happy to help you with this. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you tomorrow.